Coco Chanel. Gabrielle Bonheur Coco Chanel, born on the 19th August 1883, died on the 10th of January 1971, was a French fashion designer and businesswoman. The founder and namesake of the Chanel brand. She was credited in the post-World War I era with popularizing a sporty, casual chic as the feminine standard of style. This replaced the corseted silhouette that was dominant beforehand with a style that was simpler, far less time-consuming to put on and remove, more comfortable, and less expensive, all without sacrificing elegance. She is the only fashion designer listed on Time magazine's list of the 100 most influential people of the 20th century. A prolific fashion creator, Chanel extended her influence beyond couture clothing, realizing her aesthetic design in jewelry, handbags, and fragrance. Her signature scent, Chanel No. 5, has become an iconic product, and Chanel herself designed her famed interlocked CC monogram, which has been in use since the 1920s. Her couture house closed in 1939, when the German occupation of France during World War II began. Chanel stayed in France, and was criticized during the war for being too close to the German occupiers to boost her professional career. One of Chanel's liaisons was with a German diplomat, Baron, Freiherr, Hans Günther von Dinklage. After the war, Chanel was interrogated about her relationship with von Dinklage, but she was not charged as a collaborator due to intervention by British Prime Minister Winston Churchill. When the war ended, Chanel moved to Switzerland, returning to Paris in 1954 to revive her fashion house. In 2011, Hal Vaughn published a book about Chanel based on newly declassified documents, revealing that she had collaborated directly with the Nazi intelligence service, the Sicherheitsdienst. One plan in late 1943 was for her to carry an SS peace overture to Churchill to end the war. In 1945, Chanel moved to Switzerland, where she lived for several years, part of the time with Dinklage. In 1953 she sold her villa La Pausa on the French Riviera to the publisher and translator Emery Rev. 5 rooms from La Pausa have been replicated at the Dallas Museum of Art, to house the Rev art collection as well as pieces of furniture belonging to Chanel. Unlike the pre-war era, when women reigned as the premier couturiers, Christian Dior achieved success in 1947 with his new look, and a cadre of male designers achieved recognition: Dior, Cristobal Balenciaga, Robert Piguet, and Jacques Fath. Chanel was convinced that women would ultimately rebel against the aesthetic favored by the male couturiers, what she called illogical design, the waist cinchers, padded bras, heavy skirts, and stiffened jackets. At more than 70 years old, after having her couture house closed for 15 years, she felt the time was right for her to re-enter the fashion world. The revival of her couture house in 1954 was fully financed by Chanel's opponent in the perfume battle, Pierre Wertheimer. When Chanel came out with her comeback collection in 1954, the French press were cautious due to her collaboration during the war and the controversy of the collection. However, the American and British press saw it as a breakthrough, bringing together fashion and youth in a new way. Bettina Ballard, the influential editor of the US Vogue, remained loyal to Chanel, and featured the model Marie-Hélène Arnault, the face of Chanel in the 1950s, in the March 1954 issue. Photographed by Henry Clark, wearing 3 outfits: a red dress with a v-neck paired with ropes of pearls, a tiered seersucker evening gown, and a navy jersey mid-calf suit. Arnault wore this outfit, with its slightly padded, square-shouldered cardigan jacket, 2 patch pockets and sleeves that unbutton back to reveal crisp white cuffs, above a white muslin blouse with a perky collar and bow that stayed perfectly in place with small tabs that buttoned onto the waistline of an easy A-line skirt. Ballard had bought the suit herself, which gave an overwhelming impression of insouciant, youthful elegance, and orders for the clothing that Arnault had modeled soon poured in from the US. As 1971 began, Chanel was 87 years old, tired, and ailing. She carried out her usual routine of preparing the spring catalog. She had gone for a long drive on the afternoon of Saturday, 9th of January. Soon after, Feeling ill, she went to bed early. She announced her final words to her maid, which were, "You see, this is how you die." She died on Sunday, January 10, 1971, at the Hotel Ritz, where she had resided for more than 30 years. Her funeral was held at the Église de la Madeleine. Her fashion models occupied the first seats during the ceremony, and her coffin was covered with white flowers, camellias, gardenias, orchids, azaleas, and a few red roses. Salvador Dalí, Serge Leifer, Jacques Chazot, Yves Saint Laurent, and Maria Linda Rothschild attended her funeral in the Church of the Madeleine. Her grave is in the Bois de Vaux Cemetery, Lausanne, Switzerland. Most of her estate was inherited by her nephew André Palas, who lived in Switzerland, and his two daughters, who lived in Paris. Although Chanel was viewed as a prominent figure of luxury fashion during her life, Chanel's influence has been examined further after her death in 1971. When Chanel died, the First Lady of France, Madame Pompidou, organized a hero's tribute. Soon, damaging documents from French intelligence agencies were released that outlined Chanel's wartime involvements, quickly ending her monumental funeral plans. Thanks for watching HerStory channel. Don't forget to like the video, and subscribe our channel.